Hello and welcome back to Dr. Logic Awkwardly Does Logic. Having proved Lindenbaum's lemma in the previous video, we've got one very small but very important corollary to give in this one. So here comes the whiteboard, and we wait for it to load, and then we say, no, I don't want the new one, I want the old one because the old one works much better. The corollary is this. Now remember, what we are trying to do is find a way to divide the theorems of a system from the non-theorems. And we already know that every maximal S-consistent set will contain every theorem of S. But we can also show, as a corollary of Lindenbaum's lemma, that every non-theorem fails to occur in at least one maximal consistent set. That is, because it is maximal, not phi will occur in that set. So the corollary is this. If phi is not a theorem of S in some particular system S, then there is a maximal S consistent set which contains not phi. And the proof for this corollary is quite straightforward. So first, we know that since we've got something that is not a theorem, so phi can't be proven in S, then the set that contains just not phi is going to be S consistent because we can't prove it conjoined with its negation, i.e. we can't prove not phi and phi within S because phi is not a theorem, so we can't prove it. Therefore, so another way of saying this is that if not phi wasn't S consistent, so if the set containing not phi isn't S consistent, then we know that we can prove in system S not phi, but then by propositional reasoning, we would be able to prove phi, but we're starting from the assumption that we can't. So since this formula is, since the set containing the formula is S consistent, by Lindenbaum's lemma, which we have just shown, we know that this set, not phi, is contained in a maximal S-consistent set. So there are two things from this. First, as I said, if phi is a theorem of S, then phi is in every maximal S-consistent set. And if phi is not a theorem, then phi fails to be in at least one maximal S-consistent set, i.e. not phi is in the set instead. So these are the two important facts that we need. Why do we need them? So cast your mind back to what we are doing this all for. We are doing this so that we can define the canonical models, and we want to define what the worlds are, what the accessibility relation is, and what the valuation is. So these are all going to be in the canonical model for the system S. Canonical model for S. We are now in the position where we can define what the set of worlds is, and it is going to be the set of all maximal S-consistent sets. So in our canonical model, the set of worlds just is the set of all maximal S-consistent sets. This is where the canonical model is relevantly different from the other Kripke models that we have looked at. In the past, we have said nothing at all as to what these worlds are. We've just said W is a set of worlds, and we have said nothing more. It doesn't matter from the point of view of logic what those worlds are. The canonical model is different because it does matter. We are going to define our worlds to be something specific, and that specific thing is sets that have particular properties. So we are now 1/3 of the way through building our canonical model, and next time we can move on to defining the accessibility relation, which you will be pleased to hear doesn't take as much time. Just a couple definitions, couple of cool results, and then we can go on to the valuation. Until then, take care. See you soon. Cheers.